In 1975, faced with the possibility of losing a close ally who had been with him in the freedom struggle, then President Jomo Kenyatta used his political acumen to push a constitutional amendment through Parliament. The change was meant to allow Kenyatta to pardon fellow Kapenguria detainee Paul Ngei, whose election to Parliament the year before had been annulled by the courts for improper conduct. Known as the 12th Amendment, it was the latest in a raft of changes that began 9 months after independence, with 6 major changes in the first 3 years alone. At the moment, Kenya's new constitution faces the first real acid test as plans begin for its first amendment. The cabinet has approved the drafting of a bill that will seek to change the election date and by extension 3 articles in the constitution, 101, 136 and 180, to enable the country push forward the election date to the 3rd Monday of December every 5th year. The cabinet cites such issues as the budget cycle, the drawing up of new electoral boundaries, registration of voters and preparations for the elections as the main reasons for the amendment. This amendment proposal is suspect, and people like Senior Counsel Paul Mwite find it so. Mwite says the issue of the government's budget cycle will simply not wash. Constitutions should not be amended to accommodate budget cycles. Rather, budget cycles should be changed to conform with the Constitution. He also points out that if there was political will, delimitation of boundaries and formation of the IEBC will be accomplished by the end of this year, insisting that the executive and parliament have known since last year's promulgation that they needed to do these things with speed. Kenya's independence constitution was amended about 40 times. 2 changes in 1964 eroded devolution by removing the posts of Prime Minister and Regional President. A 3rd amendment made it easier to change the constitution, and was followed by others that strengthened the power of the presidency while weakening parliament and the judiciary. There is a danger of history repeating itself, with cabinet seemingly intent on walking down the same road. Mwite describes the cabinet decision as lacking the compelling reasons required to amend the constitution. He says it is casual, trigger-happy, and shows lack of respect for the constitution and constitutionalism. The old constitution underwent many changes during Mzee Jomo Kenyatta's time, and many more during President Moi's tenure, most of which were designed to tackle political dissent and entrench partisan interests. Indeed, after the 1982 coup attempt, Kenya reverted to a one-party state, only changing later in 1991.
Sisi tuseme kwamba tufungue, tuondoe ile section ya katiba ya Kenya ya 2A.
How is it that given all this history, cabinet chooses to walk a path that has been tested and found wanting? The path of piecemeal amendments whose motives appear suspect and partisan. Muraya, Kariuki, KTN Prime.